going on, everybody? Welcome in to episode 11 of the Magnolia Made podcast. Busy last couple of weeks across the Deep South, across the state of Mississippi. Everything's busy as can be, as we discussed on our last podcast. We're going to try to hop on here bi-weekly or every couple of weeks and highlight what's been going on. The Magnolia State games kicked off last Tuesday and Wednesday at Southern Miss, and I know Matt's got several guys he's wanting to touch on in regard to that event. Matt, how's it going your way, man?
That's good, man. It's the high school season ended. I felt like had a little breathing room to relax, and then boom, this happened really quick, and now it seems like we're going full steam all through the rest of the summer. So we had a really good week last week. I mean, the Magnolia State games was a big hit, just as it always is. A lot of big time talent there. A lot of guys that'll be getting an email from us probably tomorrow. With the hopes that they'll meet us out in Atlanta for the future games and the senior future games. And we've got 11 kids already registered for the junior future game, so we'll probably add a couple of those a couple to that roster. But yeah, man, it went really well, and we've got a lot to talk about with it.
Yeah. I know you want to highlight some standouts for that event. What'd you have, 95, 98, something like that?
Yeah, we had about 105 register. It got, when I was doing the rosters, I really wanted to keep around, 14 to 17 bodies on each team, just, with POs. I didn't want to get past, 12, 13 in the lineup because it's kind of, you want to make sure everybody gets a couple of bats per game. We had some injuries the last minute, so trying to fill rosters, especially that second day. The first day, all the POs through. The second day, you're trying to make sure you got enough innings for each game. We really only had one team that was struggling to find some bodies to finish out 6 or 7 innings. And luckily I found a couple guys that filled in, and one of them is not typically a pitcher. Eli Wheat filled in for us, and he's going to pitch at Oak Grove High School, but he's a position player going to Jones. Thankfully he lives here in town and needed to get an inning. He's out, playing in Atlanta somewhere now.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had J.D. Whitaker, who, I tell you what, man, J.D. came in and kind of helped himself out. He looked really good. So we were able to get at least 6 innings in that game, I think. Most of the games went 7. Really good arms. I think we had over 40 arms at 80+ miles an hour. There was a ton of coaches in the stands and in the dugout, and so they got to see quite a bit of talent. So it really run over well, and I look forward to it continuing to grow every year. So
yeah, I saw the picture you put on Twitter of the college coaches in the dugout, and then there was a hype video you rolled out today that was pretty cool.
Yeah, we got a guy. His name is Nathan, but it goes by NOLDS or DZ. My son gets mad at me all the time because I say it wrong, but I guess it's Knowles. He's known around the state for putting out some cool videos. We had him on hand the day one, and I was impressed. I liked the video, and it's weird with music. You can only put so many there's copyright infringements and stuff like that. So he added some music to the background, and it was pretty cool, man. It added a little spark to the event, and hopefully we can get him back next year and keep going with it.
Yeah, for sure. Before we dive into those standouts on the Magnolia State games at Southern Miss, I know you wanted to briefly talk about the upcoming events you've got, and one of those being right back at Southern Miss with the Hattiesburg Summer ID. So I'll let you touch base on those other 2 that are coming up.
Yeah, July 2nd, we're going to be back at Southern Miss for the ID. That event's just going to be a one-day thing. It's going to be for guys. Typically, it's for guys we haven't seen, but as always, we do have players that come in and want to try to better their metrics, and we typically have college coaches on hand. I can't always tell you exactly who's going to be there. I doubt it will be as many as we had Magnolia State games. I want to say everybody was there pretty much. We had some D1s in the press box, and just about every junior college in the state of Mississippi was there. Appreciate those guys as always. But, the ID typically is I think they look at the rosters before the event, and And sometimes they'll call me and ask me, hey, man, is there somebody coming you think I need to see? A lot of times I just don't know who they are. I just don't know, the kids. So we do have, especially the local guys, come in and watch some of the events. But Southern Miss, man, it's a really cool environment to get out and work out on. And we're going to go through the whole thing. We're going to give you the all the tech package and help you hopefully get you started with your recruitment process. It'll be a fun day. And then we're going to be back at Oxford at the farm on July the 10th, the following week, doing the same thing. And last year, you were there last year.
Yeah.
I think we had a couple of colleges there, mostly the North Mississippi junior colleges. But we'll definitely put out the word that we're going to be there, and hopefully we can get some more of those guys in there. And after that, we're kind of gearing up for the future games and heading to Atlanta.
Yeah, you got that Rising Stars at Hattiesburg too, paired
with
that summer ID. So those 28s and 29s have a chance to come over there as well for the, if they want to be seen for the junior future games. So that's available that day as well.
Yeah. So we did have a few 28s. I don't think we had any 29s. I think it was just for 28s at our Magnolia State games, and we had some solid 28s there. So, but yeah, there is a chance for us to add a couple of guys to that. To a couple bodies to that team heading to Atlanta in a few weeks.
Okay, good deal. 2 more events of the summer before we hit the road to Atlanta for the future games, like you said. So that's coming up quick. Let's turn the page to the Magnolia State games. I know you wanted to talk on some of these standouts from the event.
Yeah, I mean, of course. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just going to work down the list here. I'll let you do your thing.
Well, of course, the day started with the workout. And we did have some standouts in that, and I'll get to that when we get to talking about these guys. But the day started with the typical showcase. They ran the 60. They hit, and then they did the defensive evaluations, and then after that we went right into gameplay. And I tell you what, Cannon Henserling, he jumped right into it and was. I think I'm not exactly sure of the gameplay, but I just remember him standing out on day one with the POs. He's a future gamer last year, and he's still uncommitted, which is really unbelievable. He does have offers. I sat and talked to him. I called him over after his innings, and I said, "Look, man, what's going on? What's going on here? Do you have the offers?" Because I assumed he did, but I wasn't want to just. I didn't want to just. A lot of times I don't want to get in their head, or at least get in their business. So. I won't ever tell anybody who's got offers, but he did, tell me that he's got some offers, but he's waiting on some. And I think with the way he looked this week, I mean, there's not a place that I don't think he could go and be successful. Especially
that looks pretty effortless there.
Hey, his slider was, his fastball's good. It was up to like 91 that day. But his slider he's got a really good feel for it, and it's got some really tight, quick actions. I want to say his spin rates were up near 2,700. I mean, it's good stuff, man. And he missed a little bit of time in the beginning of the high school season. I want to say he only threw like 22 innings. He had a little soreness at the beginning of the year. He's back, and he looked good. I just feel like he's a guy that looks easy too. That just looks really simple. Like it's effortless. And these were warm-up pitches, but that's what he looked like in the game too. It's real simple and easy, and it just jumps out of his hand. And I feel like he's got a really good future ahead of him, and it's something's going to happen for him soon. I did tell him if he's not committed in a month that he is somebody that we definitely want to take to the senior future games. I mean, he's the perfect guy for that, perfect candidate for that type of team. So. He did a great job. Who we got next?
Tate Murphy.
All right. Tate is a little spark plug, man. We got to know him last year or year before last. I think was the first time we saw him. And each time we see him, he's just one of those guys. I don't know what colleges are thinking about him right now. I know they're all interested, but he may be that type of player you got to follow around because when you see him, he's not a big guy. He's a short, compact type player, maybe 5'10", but he's one of those guys you watch him more and more, you're gonna fall in love with him. And he's a dirtbag type player, as I said. One of my favorites at the events. He's one of the guys you want on your team. And now he's added some pop to his bat. He can play defense. Got a good strong arm. He is definitely somebody that and what's crazy is in the past we've had these guys that have went to the future games, and I'm not saying he's going to the future games, but we've had these guys in the past that are built like him, and they're all committed to D1s now. He kind of reminds me of a right-handed Braden Moranto. Braden Moranto was a spray hitter. He's committed to Southern Miss. Look, man, he can swing it. And he plays second base really well. Well, Tate is kind of the same guy, but from the right side, can spray the ball. As you saw that pitch, I think he hit that in the right center. But he can pull the ball, got some pop, got a good arm, good glove at third base. Not typically the third base body, but he can get it done over there. So we got right. All right, look, I'm gonna tell you this. This kid stole the show to me. I didn't know who he was, to be honest with you. He got into the event based off of me looking at some video. Thinking, man, that looks like it works. Somebody may have sent me an email about him. He can also swing the bat a little bit too. But when he got on the mound, man, I was, whoa, where's this coming? Who's this guy? He's a 2027, and he was up to 87 miles an hour with 2,700 spin on that slider right there. And it was real. And he's 6'2", 160 pounds. That kid right there has got a future ahead of him. And I can't wait to watch it. Just a really, really solid performance by him, and came out of nowhere. And a lot of guys were asking. They can't do anything with him right now, but a lot of people were talking about it.
That first fastball, that's taking off arm side, man.
He was fun to watch, and he had feel for all those pitches. He had a changeup too there, and it's too simple. It was too simple for him. It was easy.
Mm-hmm.
And with that body and only being a 2027, there's something there, man.
We're gonna get any comments on the stream tonight?
Man, these people, come on. There's 372 eyes on us right now. One of them got to at least say something about.
If Austin Sharp is listening, he'll give us a comment. I got a feeling.
How the Yellowhammer State games? I heard that went pretty well too.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I had like 165 maybe. It was huge, man. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Well, we're growing. We've talked about maybe getting on to another a place with two fields. We can add more kids to this event. But yeah, I heard Yellowhammer State game was good too.
Yeah, it was good.
John Lindsay. All right, look, man. I think I say it in the little write up about. You could be walking down the dugout and getting you a glass of water, and somebody, if they announce John Lindsay's coming to play, you're gonna stop, turn around, and want to watch this at bat. You just kind of don't know. Look, he's still in high school. He's still he's a rising junior. He's got a lot of time in front of him, but he's already got one of those bats. It's like, all right, I want to watch this, and he's got a lot of pull side power. He can spray the ball to all fields. He's got power to all fields. He's going to have home run power to all fields, but right now he can hit it a ton to his full side. But yeah, look, man, he's a bat you want to watch, and as a pitcher, you don't want to watch. You don't want to face him. Don't make a mistake with him. But he's a very a middle of an order run producer. If you're looking for that, that's him. Let's see. My eyes are so.
Ethan Barnes.
Yeah, look, another guy. Look, I got a little aggravated this week. Not aggravated at anybody in particular, but I'm just like, how is this guy still available? He's a two-time two-time future gamer. I want to say he went to the junior futures too, so I think he's been out there 3 times with us. Somebody on here know that? They can tweet it and let me know. I mean, message us and let me know. But I think he went to the junior future games also. He's been to the future games twice. I personally, and I know a lot of this is my thoughts. I personally was a little kind of like, all right, can he hit? And I knew he could field the baseball as pretty as anybody. It was beautiful to watch. He's got he's really good behind the plate. He's got, he does what you're looking for everywhere you put him with some I don't want to say flair, but with consistency and beauty. It's just fun to watch. So he was a junior future game.
2020.
Yeah. So he's been there 3 times with us. And then now you know, and I don't want to say he couldn't hit. I just thought that was the last piece of the puzzle that he needed, and now he's got that, man. He can swing the bat. So I just wonder what's going to happen with him. He did say he's got some offers, so that needs to double. You know, it needs to triple in some offers because the kid can play, man. He's really talented, fun to watch. He's a you know, he can. If I'm a college coach, I want to know. It's nice having a guy that you can put anywhere on the field, any place in the lineup, you know, and he's that guy, man. He's not going to hurt you anywhere. I don't believe, you know. Of course, his high school coach Chris McMahon sees him more than I do. I'm sure there are parts of his game that need improvement, but he's skilled, dude. He's skilled. Hopefully, something will work out for him quick.
For sure.
Tyner Flint, another two-way guy in Mississippi. We've got quite a few two-way guys at this event that you just don't know yet where they're going to settle in as a college player. And most of them still have 2 years of high school baseball ahead of them. So I don't want to look too far ahead of them. But Tyner Flint's a guy that's, you know, upper 80s from the left side of the mound. He got a really good swing. As he gets stronger, he'll probably add. I don't think he's going to be a home run hitter. I think he's a gap-to-gap guy. He's going to be a doubles guy. I mean, I'm sure he'll be able to get it over the wall a little bit, but that's a pretty swing right there. Lasers into all fields. As he gets stronger, his exit velocities will go up. I'm not sure what they are now, but they're adequate. They're fine. He's got just a really good swing. He took some really good bats against Connor Griffin this year, and that tells you a lot about, you know, some of these guys. You know, nothing against Connor. I don't even know. I think he got a hit off him. I don't think it really doesn't matter. Connor is what he is, but Tyner Flint, when you're facing that kind of a guy and you put good at bats against them, it kind of gives, you know, recruiters an idea of where you're headed. And I think Tyner is a guy who's headed in really good spot, really good places. So, who else we got? Cody Pickford. Look, when you're watching Cody's another one of those guys that the body's just, you know, it's okay. It's nothing special yet. His swing is kind of. I'm not comparing him to Nolan Arenado. Or how do you say his last name?
Arenado.
Yeah, I'm not comparing him to him, but to me, Nolan's swing isn't the most beautiful swing in the world, and I don't necessarily think that Cody's is either, right? You know, in this particular swing, but it's a line drive swing. It's he does things that you need to do on the field. He plays a great third base. He's a 2027, which is crazy. He's a 2027, and maybe one of the I hate like saying things that I don't know. He was one of the better players all around, pound for pound on the field. He gets the job done, and I'm a huge fan of this kid, and can't wait to see what overall maturity and more development looks like for him, because I think he's really good. I think he's going to be really good. It's great for his 2027 age, but I think he's going to be a really good player.
All right, here's your boy.
Yeah, EJ, you know, I get to see EJ a lot. So, you know, I know a lot about him. I know as much about him as anybody. He's going to be a kid who's probably going to have options to either go to college or not. He continues to lower his 60 time. He ran a 6.33 this weekend. And it's just, and look, this is a 6.33 coming out of a body. I don't know if you can tell it here, but he's 6 foot, 190 pounds, man. I think that's what he is. Does it say on there what he is? He's a thick kid. He's a strong running back type looking kid. I mean, it's somebody you don't want to hit you if he's running at you. First of all, he's running too fast, and then if he runs into you, that's 6 foot 200, huh? 205. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. That might have been old. I have some new numbers I think on him, but look, he's still strong. It's solid. I think on the video that I think we put out about him running, it just looks it just looks synced up. And now he's got pop. He's got nearing 100 exit velocity. Drives the ball with a lot of pop to the opposite field. He can pull it if he needs to. Y'all hear that dog?
Yeah, your dog is.
Yeah, I got a little yapper, little long-haired Dotson that can't shut up. He's our watchdog, but somebody must be in the front yard. But anyway, EJ is a special talent. can run, got a pretty good arm from the left side, can hit for power, hit for average. He's just a talent, man. Just a talent going places. Sawyer Bates.
Yeah.
All right. Sawyer had a really good day too, man. We saw him in the I think he was at our preseason our preseason All-State. And I'm not sure when, but he's committed to East Central now, and they're getting a good one. That program has done a lot of good things over the last couple of years. They were in the World Series this year and had crazy numbers, I think they were like 52-5 or something, because something crazy.
They played like 63 or 64 games, I think.
Yeah, man. They ended up in the World Series, and they got some talent. Holloman doing a great job with that program. And then, it's a great place for Sawyer to be. Sawyer added I don't know if he added it. It just looked really good this week. Was his changeup away to righties. He was able to kind of follow his fastball up, in that same tunnel with that changeup, and it just dropped down. It just kind of, really is a pitch that I think he needed. It may have created an opportunity for him to be more of a starter, because I feel like he's a reliever out of the gate. Well, maybe for a junior college, but that third pitch is going to give him some options. And fastball was up to, I think, 87. Yeah, he's a strong kid. Looks like, in the coach in me sees a little bit of rush to the plate, that he might can stay back a little longer and add some velocity. But he doesn't need me as a coach. He's doing a great job, and I think he's got a good future ahead of him. Who we got here?
Bankston Walters.
All right, Bankston's another one of those PCS kids that's gonna look, man. PCS is gonna have an opportunity to possibly overtake Jackson Prep, and maybe nothing against Prep. I don't have a dog in the race, but that they're next year they'll be looking for their 8th straight championship, and this group right here, him and Tyner Flint, could be a big part of that. They've also got Aaron Alston, who was in attendance at this event, but he just had surgery, so he'll be back. They've got some decent players over there that are going to give Jackson Prep a run for the money. But Bankston was really good on the mound. I think he was up to 88 that day. Had a really good sliders, as you'll see right here, or curveball. Got some confidence in him. He's can swing the bat from left side. Between him and Tyner Flint, that's a really good 1-2 punch. Brandon Overstreet. Look, man, Brandon is a guy. He's kind of one of those guys to me that you look at, and we've seen him for a few years because he was a junior future. But he's continually getting bigger, continually getting stronger, continually, keeping the same movement patterns that I've always liked while he's adding that size. He's got a lot of balance to his game. He could move up the ranks really quick in that class. He's a 2027. Is gonna, you can see his swing right here. That ball didn't go out of the park, but it will go out of the park one day. He's a guy who I think could possibly, there's some good 27s in that class, but he could possibly in a couple of years be in a fight for the top spot. And I think as it says, the body's going to make the difference. He's talked to his high school coach a little while ago, Coach Carr at Hernando, and he's a guy who's looking to get a lot of time this year as a sophomore. So, he's got a bright future ahead of him. Jackson Moore. Look, man, Jackson probably had the most efficient 2 innings of the whole showcase, or whole workout, or whole gameplay. Really good curveball in game. Really good. I mean, his fastball was 83, 84. I'm going to go ahead and say it because it's, the body's got to have work. You got to work on that body. But who knows what happens when that body cleans up? He knows how to pitch. He's not scared. I think he's a guy that somebody will bring on into their program and get some really productive innings out of at the next level. He threw really well. And I was, if you're looking for a pitcher, or if you want to watch a pitcher and if young guys want to see how it's done, that's how it's done. I know you can't see the at bats right now, but he made quick work of 6 hitters in 2 innings. Good job. Colin Smith. Colin's a guy who he's committed to Mississippi Gulf Coast. We saw him 2 years ago at the Golden Spike Showcase, and he had a really, really good day that day. I had some college coaches call me about him that night just off of a tweet we put out. He's got a really, really polished game. As you can see, he's got some loft to his swing. He had two. I think he went 3 for 3 that game. I know he had a triple and a double, and both of them were baseballs hit over an outfield on a big field. You know, Southern Miss is a big field for these guys, and he put something behind those swings, and I think he's getting Coach Zach. Shoot, I'm thinking of so many Zachs, but the Gulf Coast is getting a really good player out of him. So look forward to seeing him over there. I love it when these kids kind of stay close to home. We can go watch them. You know, it's fun because I go to a junior college game now, and even a senior college game around here, and I'm seeing kids that have kind of come up in our, through PBR, which is awesome. Ryder White. Ryder is a kind of a man child. He was a junior future for us, and he just kind of, his body's been kind of strong and solid since he was in 7th or 8th grade. He runs well. He's got his line drive swing, got some juice in his bat. I want to say he was up to 96 or 97 exit velocity. The one thing that kind of jumped out at us this week was he was 94 from the outfield, and I thought, well, maybe the gun was wrong. Well, the very next pitch, and I knew he had a good arm. I'm not saying he couldn't do it, but I was thinking more along the 90. But he did it again. So he repeated 94 on the gun twice. Got a lot of intent behind his throw. He's just an athlete, kind of one of those. I think he might be even played running back, but he's kind of got that running back mentality, like I'm running through the line, and that's kind of the way he plays baseball too. But yeah, he's going to get some looks. He's going to be a big part of Pisgah's offense this year, and I would imagine he might be back on the mound. I don't know how much he pitched this year, but he's got a solid arm that can get some outs at that level or any level. But yeah, he had a good showing. So.
Hey, before we move on to the next guy, I just now realized this. If you weren't at the event, which I obviously wasn't there, but the dugout's full of college coaches back there.
That's nothing but college coaches for people that are saying that college coaches don't attend these events.
Looks like, I don't know, it looks like 15 or 20.
Yeah, and there's some behind the plate too.
Yeah.
And in the press box. There's D1s in the press box because they want to sit in that air conditioner, which I don't blame them.
I just had to point that out. I just noticed it.
Who we got here? Jackson Meehan.
Jackson Meehan.
All right. Jackson is still kind of a baby. And when I say baby, I'm not talking about his attitude. I'm talking about his body. He's 6. I want to say 6. What's it have on there, Colin? Can you scroll down just a little bit? Do I have it? Yeah, 6'2", 180. Yeah, 6'2", 180. I kind of want to say that's closer to 170. He's a skinny, kind of lanky kid who's definitely got some upside. He's another two-way guy. I think he played quite a bit on the infield at Northwest Rankin this year as a sophomore. But he's a guy I like on the mound right now. I think he's a little bit ahead of his offensive side on the mound right now. And I think he's got a potential to add another tick in velocity as he strengthens up a little bit. But another serious two-way prospect coming on strong. So I know this kid. See him every day. Maddox had a good outing. He's still also a body that's got a lot of development in front of him. He's 164, 165. Skinny frame, a lot to work with, and we of course I look forward to kind of seeing him when he gains a little weight. What happens with this? But he had a good day too.
Is that a sweeper right there?
My son don't throw a sweeper.
I'm just messing with you.
That's a cutter slider hybrid. Who we got here? Elijah Sanders was a big hit too, man. He got up on the mound and kind of went right after hitters. I want to say I don't want to put it out there, but I want to say he's coming back from an injury. I don't know how much. I think he didn't pitch very much in high school at Lewisburg. Now, I think that was more because of that staff just was mature and so many in that program that were 2024s and eating up most of the innings. But but then I feel like I heard he was hurt at some point this year, but he wasn't hurt. So he wasn't hurt Tuesday. He looked really good Tuesday. His fastball's up to 87. Had some jump on it, and for some of you guys, I don't know if you know what I mean when I say jump. It's kind of like you hear people say he's got a lively fastball. To me, jump is like something that it comes out of the hand and kind of almost like it speeds up as it gets to the plate, like it blows by the hitter, and it's just kind of a thing in baseball that you can. I don't know if you have an eye for it, you can see it. And it seemed like guys might have looked like they were on him, and then by the time the baseball got there, it was bomb. That's not because he was 84 and then all of a sudden it rose to 87, 88. I mean, it just comes out of his hand with life, and it was fun to watch. He had a really good week, I know for a fact he made some impressions. So, good job, Elijah. It goes by Cade.
Yeah, Cole, I changed it to Elijah because that's what it was on the website.
Yeah, he goes by Cade. I got confused by it too.
Good.
I think he's Cade on his Instagram. So, Colson Alexander. Look, man, Colson is about as when you're looking for a baseball player that does everything right and does it all the way you would like it to be done. I think he's that guy. He's like a conservative baseball player. He doesn't do anything too flashy. I mean, when I say that, a really good player to me is flashy. That's something that draws attention. But he doesn't. I don't know how if I'm explaining that right, but he just does what you ask him to do. He's got a really good polished line drive swing. He's got a really good polished, good arm on defense with attic. I mean, he's accurate on his throws. He runs a 6.87 or 6.76. I can't remember exactly what it is, but he does everything well, and it's going to give him a lot of opportunities at the next level. Sawyer Pettit is to me one of the best up and coming 2027 hitters in the class. Sprays the ball to all fields. You can go back and think of really good big league hitters, and that right there, that line drives over the left, the shortstop are the most. To me, they're beautiful when a left-hander does it for some reason. I don't know why it is, because I don't feel the same way about a right-hander hitting it over second baseman. Even though I like that, but there's something special about a lefty going the other way or up the middle. And Sawyer is a junior future. Really good skill set behind the plate, getting bigger and stronger. He's still not strong. You can see in that swing. He's still got some strength to gain, and the body just has to mature. But I really like where he's headed, and think he's going to be a really big, hot commodity come 2020 or going into his junior year, which is 2 years away. So, Wyatt McDaniels is another kid. It's kind of the same situation. Wyatt made a name for himself last year at the junior futures. I walked down and was watching, an arm pitch, and I was like, "Who is this?" And he was up to 87 miles an hour, and it's not supposed to happen from that age. I think it was 87, maybe been higher than that. But he was, in the mid 80s this week, and it was after, catching the day before and going through the workout. And so he may have been a little tired, but he was still mid 80s. And he's going to be another dual prospect that's Moorville is just, Moorville's putting them out. And they've got another special one in him. But yeah, he can do it. He can play multiple positions. He's really polished behind the plate, strong kid. I know that swing looks like it might have got a little in on him, but he kind of stays inside the baseball really well and drives it like that. But those exit velocities, I think he was up to 96, and you're talking about to another 2027.
Yeah, it was 96.
Yeah. And then I think finally Aiden Strong. Aiden was another arm that just we've seen before, but he's continuing to make some jumps of velocity. That's a very, very good pitch mix. If you just saw that, his fastball's up to 87. That curveball right there has got some good downward tilt, and then that changeup right there just dies as it gets to the plate. That makes it really tough on both sides of the plate hitters when you've got to think about all three of those pitches, especially if he's in the strike zone a lot and staying ahead of the count, which makes all the difference in the world. But Aiden's got a bright future ahead of him, and I think he's gonna. I don't think he's committed. He's a 26. Never mind, he's a 26. But yeah, he's another guy, man. That's that's got a bright future ahead of him.
You throw him in the mix with Caden Prestige and Cooper Waddle. That's pretty good. Three-headed monster at
Yeah,
one.
that's right. He's at a
Yep.
one.
Yep.
And then I kind of wanted to make sure let me talk one real quick. I don't have Reese on here. Reese Atkinson threw really well, and then got a line drive back at his face. It scared us to death. Reese ended up getting hit in the bone right around the side of the eye, and ended up. I think he's fine. He sent me a text. This is how cool the kid is. He sent me a text that night. I was checking on him. I think he does have like a slight. It's non-surgical, but it's he's got to take a little time off. But he had some seam marks right here. But he sent me a message earlier or later and said, "Hey, Coach Matt, I'm fine. I'm ready to get going again." It just he was ready to get back out on the mound. And look, man, the kid when he got hit, luckily we had some several parents. We had an eye doctor there. We had several people in attendance that were able to check him out. But he was ready to get after it, man. I think he was a little nervous, but it was a line shot, and he took it like a man, dude. It was, but we all, prayed for him. I'm sure he's doing fine now, but he's another guy that's already on the radar. He's 2027 up to 87, and he's on the radar of senior colleges already. So give him a shout out. Let me see else. Aiden Peets threw really well. He was up to 86. Connor Simpson, a lefty from DeSoto Central, he was up to 86. So, like I said, we had 40 arms over 80. So I mean, I could go down the list and keep talking about arms, but was a really, really good event. Let me see. Position stats with Jackson Meehan hit a 90 across the diamond. Trey Adcock, who I probably should have had Trey on there. Trey's another company. Look, 2027. I know 2026 was kind of our focus as far as future games, guys, but 2027 could be the easiest for me to try to figure out at least 15 quick players to send to the future games next year, because I know 15 already, and 15 of them might have been there. I mean, that 27 class is legit. Tucker Rice. Tucker ended up leaving. I think he pulled a hamstring, but he was up to 88 across the diamond. Let's see here. Kellen Garcia is an uncommitted 2025 at Sumrall. He was up to 84 on the mound and 83 across the diamond. Plays a really good shortstop. The highlight video that Knowles made has got a really good video of Kellen receiving the ball and making a play from second base. Uncommitted guy that's definitely a guy that can play at the next level. Matthew McKinley, left-handed power hitter from they can pitch also. But yeah, man, it was a really, really good event. I was really excited and happy that the way it turned out. Anything else that I need to touch on? Let's see here. Chad Bates ran a 6.78. We had multiple guys under 7, but really nothing close to that 6.6, that 6.33. But yeah, man, it was a really good event. Got a couple of days of really good weather, hot but not too hot where it wasn't miserable on us. So it was good, man. We really had a good time. Like I said, a lot of coaches there. Coach Ostrander was there, kind of watching and got his eyes on some guys. I did ask several coaches afterwards. I think Southeast Louisiana was there, and a couple of other D1s, and I asked a couple of them, "Hey man, did you see some guys?" And they were like, "Oh yeah." So I mean, it works. The event itself is geared towards helping us find guys to take to Atlanta, but at the same time, we're bringing some dudes from across the state at all levels, and it's a really, really good event for recruiters. So hopefully we'll get that kind of attendance every year, because it was quite a few of them.
Yeah. A lot of content coming out over probably the next week and a half.
I've still got some tweets too to put out for some kids. I've been moving around a little bit, having to travel, but I'm gonna be back at it tonight and tomorrow. So there'll be a few more tweets coming out.
Well, the quick hits is out, stat leaderboards out, TrackMan files, all those other leaderboards gathered from our tech packages and stuff will be coming out from the event this week. So be on the lookout for those. And then we got 2 more upcoming IDs, and then off to Atlanta, like we've already mentioned. So those players who accept their invite at the future games, they'll have a graphic rollout and all that stuff on social. Justin Word's already headed that way. So
yeah, congrats to Justin, man. Really good player. But yeah, I'll they will be going out tomorrow, so be looking in the mail, so or your email, and check spam. Sometimes it goes to spam, so make sure you check that.
Mm-hmm. Anything else you want to touch on? If not, I believe we're good to go. I know we'll try to be back live probably in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we can probably touch on a couple of the ID events.
Yeah,
from both events and talk about some players.
And then we'll probably have near set a future games roster right after that last ID event. So that'll be good to be a good time to touch on that. So if you don't have anything else, Matt, I'm good. If you guys don't already, follow us on social, like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. It's free to do. So you got anything else? You good?
I'm good, man. See you guys down the road.
All right. See you guys in 2 weeks. We appreciate you guys tuning in as always, and see you next time.